Guys, today, hold up. Okay, so if you're racist, you hate black people, this is not the channel for you, obviously. So don't come to my channel and start nothing. I was gonna open a dialogue box because, like, a lot of times black people don't talk very much, especially about themselves. Maybe they're scared, maybe they don't have time. Maybe, I mean, all the time you hear about black, hey, what's going on? All the time you hear about black people is like in the media, and it's never portrayed nicely, you know. And recently there's been a video called "Is Black People Good for Japan?" And for me, like, the dialogue for this video is, like, in my opinion, of course, unnecessary. But however, if I don't talk about it, it could have some sort of effect on my life. I feel like being a person of color. So, like, as a person of color, I would like to talk about black people. First of all, portrayal in the news. Black people are always like portrayed as like always using the excuse racism for everything. Like, so, like, every time we have a problem, supposedly we always say it's racist. That's racist. I got treated badly at work. It's racist. You know what I mean? Even though maybe I'm just an asshole. Who knows? But not all black people say that. First of all, then a lot of people talk so much shit about black people based on news, media, and they don't even have any black friends. They've never been around a black person. They don't know anything beyond TV. TV is like their go-to for black people. You know, even some black people don't even know black people, which makes me laugh. You know what I mean? Can we talk about comics for 5 seconds? Because I'm a very big comic fan. Like, so I love, my favorite show is The Flash. I love Smallville. So all these new shows, they have Arrow out. Then they had Black Lightning. Let's talk about Black Lightning. Black Lightning is like really, really grounded in like this like idea of what black people, I guess, like what their life might be like. I feel like, I don't know if they pulled a black writer onto that or not. I didn't really check, but like for me, I feel like you have like cops and racism, all these things that like could be a part of black people's daily life is like highly compressed into that TV show. And basically, for me, it just makes it very unenjoyable because of that. For me, I watch a show because I want to see the superhero parts of it. I want to see them have friends and all that fun stuff. You know, so basically, I'm just talking about depictions in the media because depictions in media. I know some people don't want to talk about, like, you know, this, but I'm not talking about like racism in particular. I'm talking about just black people. And I just want to open a dialogue about black people. That's all. Very simply. So if you want to say something or if you want to learn something, I feel like this is a place to be, speak, do whatever. Anyways, yeah, so depiction of black people in the media is usually very standardized, which really bores me and or sometimes irks me, irritates me. It's always like all black people are impoverished or something. All black people are from Detroit, New York, the Bronx, or something like that, or just wherever, you know. And if you actually just Google it for 5 seconds, you'd see actually majority of black people in the United States are actually in South Carolina, around the southern areas. There's more black people like in the east side on the south than there is like throughout the whole United States combined. But then you got a lot of people throwing out statistics about New York, Chicago, you know, the crime rates, all this craziness. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's basically what they call hypermedia. It's when they hypermedia is when they focus on one subject so much that it feels like it's bigger than it really is. You know what I mean? And there's tons of hypermedia about around everyone, especially black people. And also, like, when you show only images of black people getting arrested, getting shot, doing crimes, of course everyone in the world or United States or whoever is going to kind of feel like black people, all they do is crime. That's all there is to it. I mean, and again, if you don't want to be on the subject, you don't want to listen to what I'm talking about, that's fine. You're free to skip and go to the next video. The reason I'm on this subject is because of Nobita. You guys know Nobita, Find My Love in Japan. I don't care what anyone says, you know, like, he's a racist asshole. That's all there is to it. You can tell him to his face. I will tell him to his face. He comes out simply as a racist. He don't care either. He don't give a shit. He's a racist. And, like, people who follow him, they're probably, like, you know, they don't like black people too, obviously. Or I don't believe every single person that could possibly follow him could be racist, but possibly. I don't really care. More than likely, as we call it, closet racist. but he's causing problems for black people for no reason. And it's in like they're trying to open a dialogue like for like I said, no reason. You know, like in Japan, there's probably like 600 black people total, maybe a little bit more, but not so much. So I'm sorry, I don't think like the small percentage of like black people in Japan, unless you're gonna like go like towards Jamaican other people, I'm talking about like actual Americans. I really don't think we're causing some huge spike in crime rates in Japan. As far as I know, Japan's really strict. They're pretty good about security, and they don't let you in here unless you're like married, have a degree, have some kind of super high education, and they will not let you in here at all if you have any kind of like felony charges. It doesn't matter how you got the charges. If you're a felon at all, if you have a misdemeanor at all, you can't come in here. So, especially when it involves around drugs. So, Japan is really good at like weeding people out and stuff. And that's all people. So like majority of people are highly educated here or simply just tourists, which that means they're going to be here for like a minute. So anyways, I grew up like in the countryside, okay? That means like the town I grew up had like 28,000 people. Now I think it has 35,000 people. And there was literally only like 500 black people at the whole town. My school, I think we had 2 black kids. Like me, I'm actually mixed, but me and another kid, and that's all. There was literally no one else. So, yeah, I grew up partly in Seattle and partly in the countryside of Washington. So, I started over in the Seattle area where it's like a lot more, colored people, tons of diversity. So that's kind of my life. And then I moved to the countryside with all the magic cows and stuff like that. Anyways, again, the reason I'm talking about this particular subject is, like I said, black people are portrayed in the media very terribly. And for me, it bothers me because it affects me. It affects not just me, but anyone who shall look like me at all. First of all, like, you talk hypermedia, they just show image after image of black people doing bad things over and over, and people talking about it, and, making it feel like, it makes it feel like all black people do is like commit crimes in America. And of course the rest of the world gets the idea wrong, I feel like. So, I don't know. I'm just saying I had a lot of friends that are black, white, whatever color, and it never truly mattered. And like my black friends, like they didn't go out committing crimes. They were pretty average. Their concerns were their grades, they were getting a job, like getting married, having kids, taking care of their kids. These were their concerns. My family, they're all entrepreneurs. They're all mixed. But you got the black side, you got the white side, and you got, Hispanic side. But they're all entrepreneurs and stuff like that. Like, none of them are out doing crime. They're too busy running their businesses to do crime. It's just really annoying that, like, people judge people so harshly on ideas. It's kind of like very high schoolish, It's like, oh, I heard you slept with this jock guy or something, and everyone believes it. You know what I mean? Instead of like actually asking the person, hey, look, did this happen? And then believing what they said, you just believe whatever the news says. You know what I mean? Then like the funniest thing about like people saying whatever, for example, Nobita is all like, black people are they good for Japan? Here are some statistics I pulled out my ass. Just like his other video about how America is terrible, he just pulled a bunch of statistics out of his ass. It's just craziness. Of course, it got him views. That's exactly what he wants: more views, more followers, more money. That's how YouTube works. And controversy is really good for generating views. Videos like this, they're not gonna get enough views because there's no controversy here. I'm not saying anything blatantly racist or crazy or do anything bad. Then just posting it. Like for example, over in Europe, there's this one really popular YouTuber who decided to go out one day, buy some Oreo cookies, and put toothpaste in it and try to feed it to a homeless guy. And of course that video doesn't get like 1 billion views because, first of all, it's not that good thing to do, but people want to see like where the controversy is spiraling from, because that's a bad thing to do. Toothpaste is poisonous. You can actually potentially kill someone. So you're going out doing a prank and you might kill someone, right? Whereas this video, I'm just talking to you guys like, hey, look, you know, I think black people are represented pretty badly. Sometimes they're represented evenly, but it's not even as in like they don't show that many good things black people do beyond like Barack Obama being the president. You know what I mean? And even then, he's half black, right? So like, yeah. All I'm saying is like I want to open a dialogue. So if you want to talk about black people, like, do you have a black friend, or is this really true about black people? Like, I had tons of my white friends. They were like, "Why can't I say the N word?" And I'm sitting there like saying, like, first of all, it's kind of racist. Second of all, you can say whatever you want, honestly, right? No one's stopping you. But he means obviously, why can't I say it around you? Because it's always depicted as cool to say the N word. Whereas my grandma, she's super strict, so she's like, "Don't say that word." I grew up in the '60s. I saw the struggle. I saw everything happen. It wasn't that great. So I don't want you to say the word. I don't want anyone to say the word. Ideally, but I. So, but at the same time, to me, it's like it's just a word. So I don't even care. I'm not like for any kind of movement at all. For me, I'm all about like being fair, I guess. So if you're gonna show like negative images of black people or white people or any particular colored people, I feel like you should show like equal positive images. Like again, like in Facebook, social media, all I see is like black people getting shot up. I went on YouTube. I did research. I was just like cops shooting people, and I was on there for like an hour, and they were shooting everyone, not just black people. Like I saw this little girl running. I felt bad for her. She looked like she was like 15. She got shot up. She was on drugs. I don't know what she did wrong, but she ran down the street. The cops like, "Stop." She didn't stop. So I think if the media was correct, the cops are shooting everyone up. That would be more accurate. And once you have more of an accurate picture, then I feel like people would be more inclined to, I don't know, I guess be more connected. But I really feel like nowadays, like, people are really, really not connected like when I grew up. When I grew up, there was always a struggle, but at the same time, there was also an understanding. There was also people really trying to, be together. Like togetherness. There's no togetherness in America anymore. I always feel for America and I'm sad for America, but I have hope for America. Like, I don't want to see America or anyone in America, no matter what color you are, be hurt, discriminated against at all. I'm not here to say, like, for particular. Basically, I'm not here to say or defend anyone in particular. I'm not going to sit here and say black people do not commit crime. Everyone in America, every color, commits crime at some point another, obviously. You know what I mean? I'm not here to talk about shootings or anything like that. Not at all. I'm just saying that, like, there are some colored people, black people, that did some good things. The dude that invented, first of all, blood transfusions, or even the street lights that we use every single day were black people. Or the methodology to create peanut butter. Or, so, like, and I'm just saying everyone's important. That's all I'm saying. But it did really irk me, Nobita's video, okay? It really bothered me. Not as much as my wife. My wife is Japanese. It bothered her way more. Like, I showed her the video in Hawaii, and she had nightmares. That's how much it bothered her. Like, I didn't have nightmares. I was like, eh. Because you always see, I'm used to people, like, just bashing black people all the time. I don't want to be used to it, but you can't fight everyone, right? How can I say to everyone, hey, look, yeah, that guy, he's black, he did a crime, that was wrong. I get that. But not every black person's like that, My grandma taught me not to be, like, not to generalize too much, It's very easy to generalize. Like, there have been many times I've been treated like shit by Japanese people, by Chinese people, by white people, by even black people. But I take it case by case, person by person. So like, I know not to hang out with that guy. That guy wasn't good. But it doesn't mean all Chinese guys are bad, or all Japanese guys are bad, or all whatever are bad. It just means that particular person wasn't very good for me. But no one, a lot of times people are really, I understand time's limited, or they just truly believe whatever they're taught. It's all about educated. Hate is spread through education or through really bad situations. I grew up in a school, sorry, I grew up in Seattle, and I went to the countryside like around 13. So I actually had to like basically hide the fact that I wanted to study because I was in a bad school. Didn't know I was in a bad school at the time, but I figured it out very quickly when I was older. I was like, that was pretty terrible school. After I went to the countryside in the school, like I had to worry about people actually bothering me about doing homework. But yeah, sorry guys. This is just one subject I just wanted to like tackle. Not every video is gonna be about Japan or whatever. But on this particular channel, I will talk about Japan, obviously, and I'm not gonna talk about Japan always good or bad or whatever. Like, I ideally want to be more positive on this channel, But at the same time, I feel like, sorry, I'm gonna go back to the normal subject. The reason black people get so much shit in Japan is because, like, when I look at other black people in Japan, like other J vloggers and stuff, they're the only ones telling the truth half the time, besides Ryan Boundless. There's two sides to Japan. There's and like but you gotta take it all of it. You gotta take the good with the bad, okay? Like sometimes you get treated like shit, but like I said, you can't be mad at every single Japanese person just because one Japanese person treats you badly. Not everyone's bad here, but you gotta understand Japanese people are just people. I'm not gonna sit there and tell you guys lies and say Japan's magical or your life will be better once you come here. It might actually. You might become king of the world. I don't know, but other J vloggers that I see, they make it sound very much like your life will be wonderful, fairyland, whatever here. Like I feel like if you're really interested in, like, for example, a Japanese guy or girl, just find one in America and date them and see how it goes. Korean, whatever you're into, do it in America. And if you're still really into it, or even before that, because we're all influenced, at least I was, heavily by the fact that my grandma had exchange students from Japan, from Korea, from all these different places, and manga anime. Manga anime was like the alternative for me because like not everybody likes Marvel or DC. So that's how I kind of sort of got connected with the idea of Japan. Like most people, the anime is worldwide famous, so is the manga and stuff like that. So, but anyways, I just kind of want to say my piece. Yeah, black people talk very honestly. So I feel like sometimes too honestly about Japan. Like they're like Japanese kids are bad. I'm just like some kids are bad, some kids are not. In the classroom, I could easily just like say a bunch of crap about whatever, but each classroom is different, right? Japanese culture is different, which I hear from my wife all the time when I talk to her about it. Because like Japanese people they have more of an idea of naturalness. So the kids they don't have so much pressure or stress as much compared to when they get older. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I'm glad you guys actually like my channel. I don't want to like make anyone feel bad for being who they are. I just want to give my perspective, and I want to warn you guys that sometimes my perspective is not always wonderful. That's all. I'm not one of those sugarcoaters. There's plenty of sugarcoaters, tons of channels. You can go to dang, I can't think of anything right now, but you can find tons of channels on Japan that they're gonna be like, "Oh my God, guys, you gotta see this. This is sushi. This is great. The greatest sushi ever. I took a bite. It was only $2. You should come to Japan just for the sushi." I'm just like, you can get sushi in America. You can get sushi in Seattle. You can get sushi anywhere you're at. It may not be as good, but I don't live for sushi. So I don't sugarcoat every single thing, and I'm not gonna sit here and say I know every single thing. And at the same time, I'm not gonna sit here and say Japan's the best place in the world or the worst. It's just a place. Once you come here, and this is why I encourage you to come, because I want you to see with your own eyes. Hear it, all that, and just feel Japan, understand it, meet people, see if you like it here. Then you can go back with your own truth. Your own perspective is the most important. What I say doesn't matter. Once you come here, if you come here, you try it out. You can see if I was correct or not, or whoever is correct or not. That's all there is to it. Everyone has their own opinion. I know it's easier just to like, because I do this all the time. I go on Google, I'm like, I'll see a movie, right? Like the new Deadpool movie just came out, so I'm like, oh my God, was it good? Oh, I got 5 stars. So I think it's fascinating to know everyone else's opinion and stuff. But in the end of the days, I just trust my own opinion. That's all there really is. I just to be able to feel other people's or see their ideas. It makes me feel like more connected in this world, and I love that part. But in the end of the day, trust yourself mostly, okay? Your idea about being here or in America or going to Germany or whatever country you go to, it's all about how you feel here. And I do believe to some degree how you feel here depends on how you're treated where you're at, right? So if you come to Japan, for example, and you're treated very well, of course you're going to love it here compared to if you're treated like shit. That's just the truth. So yeah, for me, I've been treated up and down. It depends on where I go. That's the key point. Like, has anyone called me like the N word? No. Has anyone flipped me off? Yes. Has a kid spit on me? Yes. Are all kids in Japan bad? No. Is teaching English wonderful? That depends on you. Come here, teach, then you tell me. I don't know. For me, I don't like teaching English. It's not because the kids love kids. It's because the management's bad. That's why. I always get like the standard 6 dislikes. 7 just means there's a new person to dislike. So for me, I don't care about dislikes. Dislike just means people don't agree with my opinion or they don't like me because either for whatever reason. So I don't really care. It's engagement, I guess. And I'm sorry, guys, it's a little dark in here. I tried to turn the lights on. I would have made a proper video, but I haven't made a video in a while, and I enjoy talking to you guys. So, but yeah. So Find Your Love in Japan. I'm sorry, that guy, he irks me. Okay, he irks me because he talks. I don't even care if he's racist. I actually, to some degree, I have more respect for people who are flat out, blatantly racist, that like just say what they think, how it is, regardless if they're wrong or not, compared to people like, I'm not racist, am I? Let's talk about it so I get some more views. I don't like that much. And I don't like people that like sit there and gather information and just generalize. Like I can say whatever I want about Japan, but I'm a one person. My opinion doesn't really matter to the whole world. So if I jump on YouTube and I said Japan shit, I'm not saying it is. If I said Japan shit, that's just my opinion. If you come here, you might not think the same thing, but he's the type of person, he's like, well, I think black people are bad, so everyone else should be. Or he's just like, what can give me views? My point is, like, he does minimum research, he doesn't know what he's talking about, he talks in ignorance, and indirectly people feed into it, which is kind of amazing to me. And yeah, he gets tons of views off it, that's all. Like the video goes viral. It goes viral for many reasons. I feel like it also goes viral because of hate, because like, a black person is going to be like, oh my god, see, this video is terrible. I'm going to share this with my friend. And he's going to see, oh my god, this is terrible. So indirectly, you're making this dude more popular just by sharing the video. Like, colored people, black people, whatever color you are, people talk shit all the time. You can't be so sensitive. That's the truth. I mean, so if someone calls you the N-word and you get all pissed like, what'd you call me? They have control over you, literally. All they have to do is say one stupid word, you lose it. For me, someone calls me N-word, I'm like, it reminds me of that Rick and Morty episode where, like, they had the aliens multiplying in the house. Basically, there's a Nazi scene, and this guy's like, you're a Nazi. He's like, I'm okay with that. Is there any other word you can call me that's worse? So basically, be okay with, unfortunately, being insulted. People have their opinion of you. You have a choice. Fight every battle for no reason and drain yourself and your whole life and like feel very terrible about the world, or you can kind of just let it slide. That's all there is. So, again, this video is not to sit here and like say all black people are perfect or anything, but I feel like the subject of black people is actually not represented very well at all. Every single video I see, like movies, big movies, a lot of them are very, very like, I don't know, like it's the same shit over and over. Like Boys in the Hood, we're all in the hood, we're all poor, gangsta shit. That's like fucking 20 years ago, I want to see something new. Like even like Will Smith and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. The concept was fresh and new. His uncles were rich and uppity, but there are some rich people. My aunt, she's super rich. She's a millionaire. My uncle, he's super rich too. He don't live in the ghetto or nothing, but my point is like the current image of black people are always like they come from like Brooklyn, struggle, everyone does drugs, everyone comes from a broken home. And I'm just saying that's not really true or complete accurate. I'm just wondering, when will they like make a better image? Probably never. I don't care. I want to fight that stupid image. That's all there is to it. Because it affects me indirectly and it affects my family. So the YouTuber I was talking about before is Nobita. Find Your Love in Japan. That dude is, I don't know. He just does anything for views very simply. I don't know how he truly feels, but like between him and Utaman, he's just bringing up like the whole like, should black people good for Japan? I was actually really thinking about this for like a long while. And I said like this like maybe 10 minutes ago, black people are really, really blatantly honest. Maybe too honest sometimes. I believe that. Same with Japanese. They're honest too, actually. They're very serious and they're very too honest, which it makes it easy for to be lied to or something. But black people just say whatever. I see YouTubers, they're just like, Japanese kids are terrible. And they just say it flat out like that. Or they'll say something else like really, really, from my perspective, I'm like, why would you say that in public to anyone? That's just my opinion. Yeah, so like, I don't know. I want like a better image for black people. I want to know like, first of all black people don't think about white people all the time. All black people don't think about racism all the time. All black people don't blame every problem on racism. Yeah, like I really, really relate to the idea of Peter Parker because Peter Parker was always kind of like, I'm trying to do the right thing, but I always feel like I'm getting shafted. The old good Parker luck, you know? I really love Spider-Man because I relate to that. I feel for that. I understand that. And I feel like black people are actually kind of like that. American culture is very, very the same, you know? One of my buddies, he was always like, you know, Trevor Noah, he's like, he did some stand-up and he was talking about when he first came to America, he was doing everything to be cool and trying to practice being black. So my buddy was like that. So in the countryside, he grew up. Never. I was probably the first black dude he ever met. But he was like, I'm black. He tell the girls like, what up, girl? And he try to act like the music videos or a gangster or whatever. Of course, it's a facade. It's not real. In real life, he talks very, very properly. His parents are white. He was adopted. His little brother is white actually, but he's not adopted. There's like half Mexican, half whatever or something. But these facades are pushed and pulled by everyone. Like when I was in the countryside, the only way I can get a girl in the countryside is to put that facade on. Like when I was in Seattle, trying to date a girl is very difficult. All the guys that like were gangster or really, you know, like the music videos, they got the girls. Me, nerdy classes, trying to like do my homework, girls weren't feeling that. In the countryside is a little bit different. They're like, oh my god, a black guy. I was like, okay. And if I put the facade on, then I can get a girl. Which to me, like, I feel like that in itself is kind of like troubling. I should be able to get a girl without putting that facade on. I should just be able to be who I am and ideally be able to get some. So people are pushing this idea because the idea is always pushed upon them. Like when I look at some of these music videos, I'm actually embarrassed to even like, I don't know, like I'm just like, what are these people doing? I know they get paid tons of money to make these music videos, but like some of these music videos are just ridiculous. Like Jason Derulo's video with Nicki Minaj. That video was like embarrassingly ridiculous. The song was okay, but like, why always push like hypersexuality onto, first of all, everyone, or even your own culture? You know what I mean? It's not quite as bad as like gangster rap. I feel like gangster rap and some of these videos are highly destructive culturally towards anyone who believes in it, sees it, or trusts it. So like they're getting paid millions of dollars to sit there and call girls bitches or hoes or which is highly disrespectful, or treat them like a piece of meat. For me, the whole thing is disrespectful, you know? I'd rather see a video that actually treats women with respect. You know, kids need to learn how to treat each other. So girls need to learn how to treat guys. Guys need to learn how to treat girls. And it shouldn't be like those videos. I'm sorry. People copy those videos. It's monkey see, monkey do. And it's really not that great, especially when it comes to kids watching such videos, you know? I'm not saying just black people make such videos. I'm just talking about videos in general, man. Videos shouldn't be super hypersexualized or violent or anything. Movies aren't much better, and the biggest thing, it's probably problematic. This is like moving off the subject, guys. Sorry, but like cartoon violence, like we think it doesn't affect us, but I think it does. Honestly, I feel like we let a lot of stuff slide because it's a cartoon. Like, oh, it's just a cartoon. It's not real, but we let tons slide. Like, this is like a whole different topic that I'll probably maybe cover or maybe not. I don't know. Okay, whatever. Anyways, but cartoons like okay, anime kind of made up for America's lack of comics, I guess, because what do we have? We had superhero comics, and there was the emergence of graphic novels and stuff like that. Anyways, anime came about in the '70s, became very popular, such as Dragon Ball Z and all that stuff. But like nowadays, anime, this is just my opinion. You don't have to agree with me, but anime is going downhill. And as a parent trying to regulate what my daughter watches, it's just very difficult to regulate anime in particular, because you'll have a whole show and there'll be one episode that's like over sexualized or over violent. So like for example, Art Sword Online, I love that show, but like you watch the first season, then like the next after that, the ending towards it, where the bad guy like takes like the main girl character and he's like, I don't know, like he acts like he's gonna rape her or something, and like I'm still trying to tell my wife that it's a good show, but then I remember that part and I'm like, oh wait, okay, she can't watch anime, never mind. Hello, Henry 101. But yeah, so I'm not saying anime is bad. It's just like there's some like things that like you have to watch for, you know. Like I was watching this new cartoon, and this was on the kids channel of Netflix, and my daughter was watching it. We're kind of watching together. I was like laughing. And then they had these like genies pop out, and the genies were like half naked. And they were like sexy in Japanese. I can understand some Japanese, sexy, and I'm like, oh god. All right, turn it off real quick because your mom come here. Like I want her to watch good things too. I'm a guy. I'm a little more like, you know, with kids, like, it's fine, your arm fell off, tape it back on, you'll be fine. You know? I'm more like that. The mom's, she's like, no, turn it off right now. You know how it is. Richard Dopkins, you can say what you want. Like I said in the beginning of this video, if you're here just to, like, you know, troll and say a bunch of crap, first of all, I am highly educated. I got my degree, all that stuff. If you're here to troll, you can leave, Richard. And at the end of the day, I'll just report you, then you'll just make another account, and you'll come back, blah, blah, blah. But nobody wants your racism here, period. You understand that? Richard Hopkins, even though that's not really your name. Do you understand? Nobody wants that. Nobody thinks it's acceptable besides you. You're just like ruining the video because whatever your opinion is. And that's all. Anyways, I'm gonna end it here. It's like 30 minutes. This is supposed to be a 10-minute video. I appreciate people who did stay and watch. 4 thumbs up, all that stuff. And Richard, you can suck it. And I'll see you next time. Peace.